Welcome to my channel Underground Ring, Anaheim, California. The crowd was electric as Jaime Munguia and Gabriel Rosado stepped into the ring. Two warriors with different stakes on the line. Munguia, the undefeated rising star from Mexico, had the momentum and the hype, while Rosado, the battle-tested veteran from Philadelphia, brought experience and grit. Fight fans wondered, could Rosado, at 35 years old, derail the Munguia train, or would the younger fighter continue his climb to the top of the middleweight division? From the opening bell, it was clear both fighters came prepared. Rosado, who had campaigned most of his career at 154 pounds, looked strong and comfortable at middleweight. He was holding the weight well and didn't appear outsized despite Munguia's reputation for being a large, imposing middleweight. Early exchanges were cautious but tense, each man testing the other, with Munguia trying to establish his jab, while Rosado looked to land something meaningful early to gain respect. Munguia started faster, using his trademark volume and activity to take the initiative. He pressed forward, throwing 3 and 4 punch combinations, mixing head and body shots, and showing off improved footwork and defense. Rosado, in contrast, fought off the back foot initially, looking to pick his moments, but found himself dealing with a relentless offensive rhythm. The early rounds were largely in Munguia's favor, though Rosado had his moments. Stabbing jabs down the middle, sneaky right hands, and a willingness to stand in the pocket and exchange. One early turning point came with a clash of heads, accidental but impactful, with Munguia appearing to get the worst of it, blinking out his left eye. It didn't slow him down, but it added a layer of tension. Rosado, always dangerous, looked to capitalize, but Munguia quickly reasserted control. The body work that had been emphasized in training was slow to appear, especially from Rosado, who had been advised by trainer Freddie Roach to break Munguia down with body shots rather than headhunt. That advice, it seemed, was largely ignored in the early going. Still, Rosado was not without success. In the third round, he started to land the right hand with more consistency. A left hook around Munguia's high guard got the crowd on its feet. It was clear that Rosado was starting to find his rhythm. He planted his feet, began to push forward instead of backing up, and even drew Munguia into exchanges that were more favorable to the veteran. Rosado looked to gain the younger fighter's respect with sharp overhand shots and tight uppercuts in close quarters. For a few moments, it felt like the tide might turn, but Munguia adjusted. His volume, accuracy, and movement began to wear on Rosado, who was forced to cover up more and more as the fight wore on. The middle rounds became increasingly one-sided in terms of activity. While Rosado landed some clean shots here and there, Munguia was throwing 4 or 5, even 6 punches at a time, refusing to give Rosado any breathing room. The pressure was non-stop, and the shots, especially the uppercuts and hooks, were beginning to get through. By round 7, Munguia had outlanded Rosado by a wide margin. In fact, by the end of the fight, it would be the most punches ever landed on Rosado in his entire career. An incredible statistic, considering the level of competition Rosado has faced. The veteran tried to change tactics, smothering Munguia in close and clinching to slow the pace, but Munguia stayed patient, fighting out a clinch and continuing to score. Rosado's output dipped in the later rounds, and he began to rely on single punches, hoping for that one big shot to change the fight. It nearly happened in flashes, just like his shocking one-punch knockout of Bektemir Melikazev, but Munguia never gave him the clean opening. Anytime Rosado landed something, Munguia answered right back with combinations. He didn't load up, he let the punches flow naturally, mixing speed, angles, and volume, something that clearly impressed the judges and crowd alike. In the championship rounds, Munguia looked like a fighter who could go another 12 rounds. His conditioning was excellent. Rosado, tough as ever, refused to quit. He kept swinging, kept moving forward, but the cumulative effect of the punches was visible. He was bleeding, bruised, and beginning to slow just enough for Munguia to pour on even more pressure. By the final round, it was clear Rosado needed a knockout to win. Roach knew it. The crowd knew it. Rosado himself knew it. But he just couldn't find that perfect punch. Munguia, disciplined and relentless, stayed busy, kept his guard high, and never let Rosado get a clean shot. He closed the show the way he started it, on the front foot, throwing punches and bunches and making a statement. As the final bell rang, the crowd roared in appreciation. It had been a war. Both fighters had given it everything, but the result was never truly in doubt. Munguia had outworked, outland, and outpaced Rosado over 12 tough rounds. The scorecards reflected the action, a wide, unanimous decision in favor of Jaime Munguia. He remained undefeated and kept his WBO Intercontinental Middleweight title, continuing his ascent in one of boxing's most competitive divisions. Rosado, ever the warrior, once again showed why he's one of the sport's most respected veterans. He didn't get the win, but he earned the respect of everyone watching, fans, commentators, and even Munguia himself. It wasn't just a fight. It was a testament to grit, endurance, and the ever-turning wheel of boxing, where youth meets experience. And sometimes, heart alone just isn't enough. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon for more updates.